We want to start off with a reminder that we are not doctors. Before you make any changes or try something new, always consult with your doctor and medical team first. Chronic illness can vary from patient to patient, so it's always best to consult with your own doctor for what is best for you.
Hello and welcome to I Be Determined. I'm your host, Mason Harvey, and I speak from the role of a patient, and I have Crohn's disease.
And I'm your other host, Michelle Harvey. I am Mason's mom, and I speak in the role of a caregiver. And today we have a special guest joining us. You've probably, if you're watching, you've seen the guest.
The funny thing is, I hear you say we have a special guest, and then you probably think someone's going to pop up.
I know.
Did they finally get someone else on the podcast? They promised it after a while. No, it's just on.
We're starting like easing into this, having a guest. Yeah. And so today's guest is Reggie. Mm-hmm. So this is the Reggie Project is something that we keep saying we're going to talk about, mm-hmm. and we haven't because other things catch our attention in the IBD world, and we always cover those. And so the intention is always to bring this up again. We have done a podcast about it.
Yeah.
So it just feels like, well, we've already talked about it, but at the same time, I think we have new listeners, and I also think it's something we'd really like to kind of get off the ground and get it running.
Because it's not just us, mm-hmm. that's going to rely on. It's going to rely on you guys. It's going to rely on you helping us help it get off the ground. It's going to be a team effort.
Exactly. It's not up to us. We can tell you about it. We've already participated, and so we could use your guys' participation if you want to help this project grow. And so we're going to tell you a little bit about it in case you aren't familiar with it. Mm-hmm. So
and you want to join in?
Reggie is from Not Your Average Slice of Pizza.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm the illustrator and author, and she's also the author.
Yeah. So it's almost been over 2 years since we published it, and Reggie is the main character, mm-hmm. and tells his story about his little journey with an autoimmune condition, which is Mason's journey.
But a little less descriptive, so more people mm-hmm. can kind of see themselves in it, and they can kind of relate more,
right?
And they won't feel as alone, which that's the goal. And it's not trying to be all realistic and teach these kids about the things they have,
we're trying to make pamphlets them feel for that
helpful, When I was in the hospital, I always wanted something that was like more friendly, mm-hmm. And not as like
clinical,
mm-hmm. and something you can just kind of relate with more.
Yeah.
So that's what I wrote,
Yeah.
And hopefully it's helping others, and we definitely know it's helping others because we went to the infusion center once, and also we hear from people.
Yeah.
But we got to see someone, and they had their IV pole. They were walking out with their dad, whatever.
Yeah.
And she was little. She was a little kid, and the dad goes, because he sees my Reggie pillow. We're going to the infusion center. We're going in, so I have
Reggie
all my stuff.
Reggie pillow always goes with us. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Reggie always goes with us. It's like a thing. And so he goes, "Hey, I think that's whatever he said. I think that's Reggie over there."
Yeah.
And then the little girl got all excited, and we talked, and I'm the illustrator and I'm the author, and then she's the author, and they were so excited to see us, and it's so cool to actually be able to see your guys' responses to it and other people's responses to it. Just seeing them enjoy it and being able to relate, and they're excited, to see me and Reggie, and it's so cool to see your effect on others.
And I think that's kind of like where the idea started, is when you do see the effect of Reggie and your story with others. And I was like, too bad. So many of these stories deserve to be heard. And so many of these people, I think it's important to raise awareness and have people be aware of how many kids and adults are facing some kind of chronic illness, chronic disease. And a lot of times they're silently fighting. They're at the hospitals and nobody hears about it. And so it's kind of like, well, it'd be cool if Reggie could help share their stories too and make them feel seen, make them feel heard, because there's, nothing better than feeling validated and being understood when you do have a chronic health condition. And so this idea for the Reggie Project it was just kind of it was created to be like a simple way for people to share their own stories and their own journeys. It could be with IBD, or it could be another chronic illness or disease. And so it's not just about IBD. And
It could
so,
be any, autoimmune disease, or Crohn's or IBD or anything like that,
yeah,
I think it could work for pretty much anyone.
because I think that's part of it is we see a lot of different kids. We don't always know what they have
No,
either.
no,
And it's not like we're going to go up and ask them if they volunteer and
no.
talk to us about it. That's one thing. But there's a lot of causes out there that deserve to be heard and given a chance to, bring awareness to fundraise for research or whatever. So, we thought, okay, well, some people aren't comfortable. So obviously we're very comfortable, especially Mason here, because it takes more courage for him than me because I'm just the caregiver. He's the
Well,
patient,
gotta
though.
raise awareness somehow, right?
Yeah, but you're so good at telling your story and sharing your experiences. And that has been huge. I mean, we have been able to raise so much in funds because Mason's story and his willingness to share it. And so I think, though, on the other side, there are some people that aren't comfortable sharing these
And
experiences.
that's totally okay,
Totally okay.
It's what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
No one's pushing you, and that's why, I decided to stand up and raise awareness, not only helping you, but I'm advocating kind of for you.
Yeah.
We're getting
You
a voice
are.
out there and
You
we're
are.
being seen because
Yeah.
it was like it's a small number, 100,000 kids or something
Hmm.
have IBD, and
Yeah. 100,000.
that's such a small number, and there's not really much attention on pediatrics for treating
Hmm.
IBD, Crohn's, or colitis, and so I really think that's something that needs to be studied, and then also treatments for anyone, like a cure that would work for everyone. That'd be great. New biologics, pinpoint precision biologics. I mean, all that stuff has to have awareness raised, and so that's my main goal.
And so like Mason though is comfortable
Hmm.
talking about this. He's comfortable going on a stage in front of hundreds of people. He's about to go on stage in front of thousands of people here pretty soon to accept an award and talk
Yeah.
about his disease.
That's stepping it up
Um,
a notch a little.
yeah, and for me speaking, I'm very comfortable behind the scenes. Like I'm happy to help Mason like operate this, run this. We figure out a mission, how to accomplish it. I'm very happy being in the background doing the planning. He's great doing the speaking. And so I can kind of relate to those who maybe don't have that same like they want to raise awareness, they want to do something, but they just don't feel
Yeah, they don't feel
comfortable
comfortable. They still
talking
want to
about
help,
it, but they
but they
want to
don't know
help.
how exactly.
Right.
They
And
don't
there's
feel
a lot of
comfortable
ways
with
they
it.
could find to
Yeah, yeah.
help. And sometimes, but you also want to raise awareness. And so I think there might be a feeling of guilt, like you're either so sick, it's hard to do things, and you feel like I want to help and I want to change things, but I can't even get out of bed today. And there's a lot of people that just want to help and they can't, they don't know how.
Yeah.
And it's your comfort levels. Nobody, you
No
didn't.
one's pushing you. No one's
No,
forcing you.
no. I
Take it.
mean,
Take it on your own time. Take it on your own disease,
yeah,
because it's
it's.
different for everyone.
Mhm.
And so,
It's how
however
you're
it
going to
works the best
handle
for
it.
you, it's the best.
Yeah, it's going to be what's good for
Mhm.
you. And sometimes, though, you will feel good about yourself if you do step out a little bit out of that comfort zone and do something to make a difference. And I think that's part of the healing process. I think that's really important
Like
is to
yourself.
feel like you're doing something
Hmm.
actively.
To feel
So,
proud of yourself, to know you're making a
mhm.
difference, and to help.
So this is kind of
But
part
the
of the Reggie
challenge is
Project.
getting out there.
This is
And so that's where this comes in.
right. That's because it's like hard to get
Mhm.
everything out there in a way. And so it's like, okay, well, we're here to help you because that's kind of what we do. And
What you
so,
do, yeah.
yeah, so we can help you with that. And because raising awareness, it's not just about making people like when he was diagnosed, where, it could be, again, it could be anything with the Reggie Project,
Mhm.
but in relation to Crohn's, we didn't know what it was. Like when Mason was in the hospital, we didn't know what Crohn's
No,
was.
we didn't know at all.
And I feel like maybe if one of my friends had talked about it on social media, had been vocal, maybe right away I would have been able to relate to that person or feel like, okay, I would have had someone to reach out to. And so I feel like in sharing Mason's story on social media, it has been really helpful for others. And, we've had people reach out to us to help them. It has been really incredible how it has, how that has changed other lives. It's changed our lives. And so that's one of the reasons it's really important. But one of the other reasons is you want people to care. So when we fundraise, it's like if we just like popped out of nowhere and we're like, "Hey, Mason's doing Take Steps," and they're like, "What is Mason doing Take Steps? Oh, he's sick again. Is he still sick?" And it's like if we just like came out with this like once a year to try to fundraise, do people care? Maybe they care about Mason and they're like, "Yeah, I'll contribute," but but really to get people invested in your story and to help fund the research that's needed and have people interested in saying, hey, there's not enough money being spent on this research and this is important. How can we help? We do that by sharing his story.
Yes.
And
to make them see
yes,
the behind the scenes, what
right. Bring them into
you
your
don't
life,
understand.
into what you go through, because a lot of people don't post that stuff. And maybe you go to one infusion and you post it like, oh, went to my infusion. Every time he has a treatment, we post just to remind people like, this is our life, this is going on, this is what happens. And so that's one of the reasons is that we want to help continue to keep people interested to help fund research. And it's also important for people just to understand the importance of relating to somebody with this disease. Like, so if Mason tells me I have Crohn's disease, someone might have heard about it and may have more empathy towards it, may have more understanding.
Because I feel like at first, when you don't know what Crohn's really is, this is for Crohn's, but obviously it works for IBD, all of it in general.
Yeah.
Uh, People think, well, what is Crohn's stereotypically? What not many people know, like what actually happens.
Right.
Like my back would go out if I'd sneeze.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not really talked about in
Right.
IBD, and no one
The
really
joint
talks about that.
disease,
Yeah,
eye issues,
eye issues,
problems,
disease,
um,
growth issues.
the
That's
growth issues. Yeah.
anemia, all that
Right.
stuff. No one
Right.
really talks about it. It's all about the stuff that
Nobody wants to
no
talk
one's
about.
talked about, but there's all these things that need to be talked about, need to
Yeah.
be uncovered, and people can say, "Oh, wow, so this is really what you're going through."
Right.
Skin issues, joint
Right.
pain, mouth issues, teeth issues.
And I think like part of that goes to like the next point of raising awareness helps people, it supports them, makes them not feel so alone when you talk about this.
They can
And
see, oh, someone else is having this or
right,
experiencing something different.
right. And it's like all of a sudden like, oh, you have joint pain too? Oh, okay.
Is
And
that just me?
yeah, and so maybe some of these things where people felt so alone or felt like, man, I must be the only one with this, or it's just so embarrassing. I don't want to, I don't think anybody ever wants to hear about this. Like, yeah, we do. Like,
Yeah.
we're here, there are people out there who are going to be here and support you. And that's why it is important to raise awareness for this disease, because other people need to be aware of it so they can support you properly and be able to help you and understand, how ugly this disease can
Because
be.
someone can't help you if you don't explain
Right.
to them.
And it's understandable. Sometimes you feel like you get shot down. Like you feel like maybe you tell somebody and they kind of write you off. And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah, okay, you'll be fine.
yeah. And so
Like,
maybe you've had that experience, but we don't give up easily. And so,
perseverance is something this family loves.
right. And that's where, we're going to keep talking about it because we want to help others out there. And so the Reggie Project, the reason Reggie is part of this is because he represents a lot of different people, kids. It could be anyone that has faced a diagnosis and it's been difficult. And so he to me is a symbol like, you may relate to him right away. If you see who Reggie is, if you've read the book, it's someone you can relate to. And I think that's really important is for people to, not feel alone, to feel supported. And so I think that message with Reggie is important for the project because that's what we want is people to feel supported and, not feel so alone. So Reggie is obviously much more than a slice of pizza. Obviously, he's not your average slice of pizza.
Not your average slice. Yeah. What kind of pizza has Crohn's disease? I don't know.
No, I know.
That's
But
not average.
he really is just a symbol of so many people out there facing challenges. And so Reggie, that's where the Reggie Project, that's kind of why the name is the way it is, because we thought, hey, it would be kind of cool to have Reggie as like this unifying symbol of all of your
Mascot,
journeys.
the unifying symbol, the mascot. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like he represents each of you.
And the thing is, Who doesn't like a slice of pizza? Well, there's going to be someone
Okay,
out there
there's gonna
who
be people who say I can't have
can't
it.
have
It
it.
it,
Yeah.
it triggers me.
So you're
Yeah,
allergic to Reggie. Okay.
yeah. So some people can't have
Yeah.
pizza, and
But that's
that's
okay. Reggie will help you find a cure so you can eventually eat a piece of pizza.
yeah. But
But Reggie
he's.
want that?
I don't think that. See,
I
I don't
don't
think
think
he
he'd want that.
would.
No,
No.
no.
So basically, with this idea that he would be a unifying symbol for these journeys, it was like, okay, what if, like, okay, went back to like that Flat Stanley project
Oh yeah,
where
yeah.
people, when you're younger, I don't know if they're still doing this, but,
I did it.
but Mason did this, and where we sent Flat Stanley out to a couple different family members and friends, and they would take Flat Stanley places with them and take a picture. It was so cool to see where Flat Stanley went. It was like, oh, Flat Stanley's in a
We went to
waterfall.
what, Arizona?
Yeah, Flat
We got to see
Stanley.
the sturgeon.
Yeah, it was incredible. And it was
Saguaro.
so much fun. And so it's
Was.
like, what if we could see Reggie with you guys in different places?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What if you could show us where you're at and where you would take Reggie and share your story? And so we could make this world feel, not quite so small, but open it up and really see where your journey is taking place and
Mhm.
what you're doing, who you are, and put a face, put a personality to this illness, whatever you want to highlight. It doesn't have to be IBD.
Yeah.
And so we're more than happy to give you a platform to share. And so basically, how this works is we have on Instagram, it's called the Reggie Project. And I'll be linking all this. So I'll have all the
Yeah,
information. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you, but there's going to be links. And so what you'll do is you'll download a picture of Reggie, which we have loaded up as a PDF. We also have a cardstock version, which we're going to show you really quick. So
Here's Reggie. Here's Reggie.
this is what it looks
You want to
like.
put him in the camera? Go back like this.
Hmm.
He's a piece of paper.
Yeah, with all your instructions on there. And so, so we have that, and you can cut it out and then just take a picture with him.
It could be anywhere. It can be at your local park, a store, or your house.
Could be an
Well, maybe not your house. That might be a little bit personal.
if it's something you're doing,
Maybe
some
a
kind of
front
hobby
yard.
that you enjoy, if you're at a sport, and your infusion.
Tape Reggie to your RC car. Man.
Yeah, no, you can. I mean, whatever you want to do, but really maybe take it to an infusion, a doctor's appointment. We took Reggie. There's a picture on the Reggie Project. You'll see Reggie. This one was at Disneyland. And so, so we also took him to appointments. I think he preferred Disneyland over the hospital. So, but
definitely.
But it can be like just doing whatever you enjoy, whatever you want. It can show aspects of your journey. So also important to note, if you don't want to show your face, you can just hold Reggie up against a backdrop. You can hold, Reggie in front of your face if that works. But
do you want like this or
we only want to do what you're comfortable with. So it'd be great if there's a picture of you holding Reggie.
We'd love to see a picture of you with Reggie,
it would
but
be nice.
If you're not comfortable with that,
yeah, can go
Reggie mask.
Yeah,
new Halloween.
Totally fine. It's again, this is all about you being comfortable and doing what is right for you. So, anyways, once you take your picture, and we would then want you to share like a brief description of as much or as little as you want to share. So, like something like your name. It doesn't have to be name like last name. Just like
don't give us the full description.
Not too much information, guys. Or keep
my
it.
name is Mason. I'm not going to say my first, last.
Right. It can just be like that. The area you're from, you could say could say like California. You could say San Diego.
The exact street, the exact city, the exact.
No, again, you don't even have to include that if you don't want to. But I think it kind of helps because sometimes it's kind of fun to see where you're from. I think other people like to see
how far the IBD community really spreads.
Right. Or whatever chronic disease or and see where you live. And I think it would be really cool to kind of to do that. So if you want to share the area you're from, that'd be great. It'd be cool if you share your diagnosis and maybe a little something about how you empower yourself in your journey, how you're currently feeling, how you're doing, what you want others to know about your disease. And and how would you like them to help? So it's your platform, it's your chance to kind of give your
have a voice.
Yeah, to have a voice.
To have a voice have a voice with your disease. Speak up against your disease.
Right. And so it's giving you a platform where your voice will be heard. And I think that is really what the intention of this is to do. And our hope is like it'll get shared. More people hear about the Reggie Project, check it
It's
out,
getting
and
better.
get interested in the stories that they're seeing, and
Mhm.
just make it so it's recognized by others. And hopefully in doing this too, it's not only just raising awareness, but for people looking at who have something, they may not feel so alone. And there'll be like a community around you.
You have friends.
So
Your
and so there's several ways to participate, and they're all simple. I
Mhm.
promise. I'm going to probably overcomplicate it, but we're going to explain to you guys now. We already gave you the gist of how this works, right?
Not
But
a bunch of detail.
here's the actual little more details. So you'll go to Instagram, like I said, follow the Reggie Project, and to participate, you're going to want to get your own Reggie. So, like we talked about, you have a couple options here, though, how you can do this. You can download a free copy at www.goodkarmastand.com. When you open it up, you're going to see like there's a real cute picture of
Fat
all the
Reggie.
stuff that
Mhm.
kind of what we encompass. It's a cool thing, but in the center of it, you're going to see an actual, it looks like the PDF of a little Reggie cutout. There's like a sitting on a table. You'll see it. Click on that and it'll take you to the copy that you download. And so you can print your own and then cut it out. If you did want us to email one, if you don't feel comfortable going online and downloading it, you can also email us at thereggieproject@hotmail.com and request if we could attach a PDF and send it to you. We can easily do that. So let us know. And we did have, like you see us holding up here, we have a couple of these. These are like a nice cardstock. These are professionally printed.
Mhm.
And we'll bring these with us to events we go to hand out. And so that's what these are for. However, if you'd like
Yeah.
one mailed to you, if it's not too expensive to mail, we'll check out that first. You can go to the reggieproject@hotmail.com, or you can message us on Instagram as well. Either way, and let us know that you'd like to get one of these, and we'll figure that out. So either way, we'll make it easy for you. We'll get you one. We'll take care of you, make it simple. Once you have it, you'll see where to cut it out. There's instructions on the PDF, but really all you do is cut it out, take a picture with him. Again, doesn't have to be
Doesn't
with
have
your
to be with you,
face.
but we'd
But it'd be
appreciate it.
really cool if you felt comfortable sharing
Hmm.
that. And it all depends what the parents are comfortable with too. If this is for
Yes, yes.
children, we understand that.
If
And
it's with kids, we have
yeah, so
respect.
it's all about comfort levels and what you feel is okay being on social media. And then on Instagram or email, message us with your picture, send it over, let us know what you want to say. So, like, with the advice we gave you, different things you could talk about, include that, and then just send it to us. And what we'll do is we will publish it on Instagram, and if you have an Instagram account, also let us know. We'll probably see it if you do message us on Instagram, but we'll make sure to tag you in it if you'd like. So that way, if you have something like your own awareness campaign and you'd like to get some awareness for your social media account, we're happy to share that and help promote as well. So let us know. So
Yes, let us know.
that's basically how it goes. And if you ever, have obviously any questions, or if there's anything that's confusing, you can comment here. You can reach out to us. We'll make sure to get back to you and make sure to help you with that. So part of fighting any disease is the advocacy portion of it. And I think what's unfair is a lot of people feel like I always feel like for Mason and being a kid, you're put into a role that you didn't ask
No.
for. And some people are the shyest people in the world who get diagnosed, and they suddenly feel like they have to really speak up about things, and at doctor's appointments, with insurance, and it is a very uncomfortable situation for a lot of
Oh,
people.
definitely.
And so, none of you asked to be sick.
No.
And
You don't ask to have
no,
Crohn's. You don't
it's
ask to have colitis. You don't ask to have any
no.
disease. It just happens.
And it's a very frustrating feeling because it's difficult, and I think it'd be great to actually do an episode on acceptance of a disease, how you find acceptance in
Think
it.
we've done I don't
um
think we've done it on
no,
that.
so I think that'd be a good one.
No idea.
Yeah. But I think it's important. And so it's, you have this burden that's put on your shoulders to suddenly be someone maybe you're not, or to suddenly be like a public speaker, like
Mhm.
Mason, and become an advocate for a disease you hate.
Yeah.
So you're not
Well, to
just like,
stand up against a disease that you hate.
it's not like you're talking about your favorite place to get pizza or to get a
Yeah.
burger,
I
whatever.
mean, there's this really cool place I like to get burgers at. No,
Yeah,
I have this disease.
right. So it's like how to find that motivation
Hmm.
to speak out about something that you hate so much and that you did not choose, you don't want, and you're suddenly put into this role where you're like, now I have to spend time being a voice for this. Like I can barely function. And it's so I always think about that with you guys is that it's a lot to take on. And I watch what Mason goes through. I'm always very impressed with Mason and how he's handled it because obviously we'd all handle it differently. I don't know how I would have, but I do know I've learned a lot from watching Mason. And I think that there are ways to help others feel that good feeling, you feel when you're helping others, when you're doing something, that, hey, I just gave this speech. I reached a bunch of people
And it's helping.
and people are now donating and they're giving back, they're caring. You've made that connection.
That's the motivation.
Yeah, that's huge. And for some of you, you don't get to experience that. And I think that it is important that we help you guys raise awareness in a way that's meaningful. And but will not require you to become a public figure or to speak. So I think that's why the Reggie Project
Is so cool.
is so cool because it's such a simple way to do this. We're here to help you so you're not alone in trying to figure it out, but we're giving you that voice, we're giving you that platform. And that's my hope with this. And we've made it our mission to help others fighting
Yes.
and illness. And that's something that's extremely important to us. It is time consuming.
It is. But it's
and
worth it.
but it is worth it. But there's no judgment on others who don't walk the same path.
Yes, it's okay.
But I think to share stories that, show the invisible sides of this disease and to show the incredible people and the faces, that those of you that are warriors and fighters that, to show those faces, I think it really makes a connection with people.
Bring light.
And, and to also make sure people understand that importance of supporting each other, that sense of community. So I think that's what the Reggie Project does. And it's
make everyone feel friend and understanding each other and not feeling so alone, and being, oh, well, there's this new person that also has Crohn's disease. I can reach out to them
and even if they don't have Crohn's disease, I
or
think
any disease,
like if they have like
I keep saying Crohn's.
Oh no, it's fine because that's totally okay too. But if you have like an autoimmune disease or you have something else, you guys can still relate different levels, but you can relate to those feelings of having to go to these appointments, having to deal with insurance, pain, procedures that you don't like, and so there's a level that you guys can all relate to, and I think that's important to connect that and to share that and to really give you a platform. So, we know there's many different ways to handle a diagnosis, and that's totally respected. We're happy to share what you want to share, but we would love to get some stories out there. If you look at the Reggie Project right now, we have not put as much time into it. We launched it, and one of the cool things that to also mention, you don't have to have a disease.
No, you can be a supporter, a caregiver,
right? A doctor. So,
a nurse, a doctor.
You'll see one of our friends who's a surgeon. He's there with Reggie. We have some of our friends from the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation with Reggie. So it's also, you can go on there as someone who is a supporter and who wants to help raise awareness too. So, you
don't have to be a patient,
right. We would love to see the patients.
Yes, we'd love to see the patients.
But also the caregivers too, because, you guys may have something you want to get out there and you want to say, and we're here to help you say it. But, so feel free with medical providers and anyone who's part of that support team. I think they would be welcome to participate and help share a story. And I think it just raises that whole sense of community and makes it not feel so alone. And you can see all the different people out there supporting. So anyways, that is the Reggie Project.
Yes,
and
second time.
Yeah, for a second time. And we will have all the, the links. I'm going to put everything down so you guys can see it. And we hope some of you will participate. It would be really cool.
Love it.
And yeah, I would like to start seeing that page light up with some new faces and new stories. And so, yeah, so you can also, give us a follow at Team
I
IBD
be determined. Yes.
Determined on Instagram. That's our personal page. And so you can go on there as well. And you can listen to our podcast on any station like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts,
Will
and
be links to more through
mhm,
Buzzsprout.
right. And it's going to show you all the different places you can listen.
And along the lines of podcasts, there's also a YouTube podcast.
Yes.
But if you also want to watch us and listen to us, which is one of the best parts of YouTube, you can watch our videos. That's YouTube made for.
Yeah.
You can watch us
Sure.
if you don't just want to listen to us. You can watch us and listen to us. And if you are on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to be notified every time we post a new video, make sure to hit that bell icon. And please leave comments. We love getting comments. Please make sure they're kind, not rude. We don't like negativity.
Yeah. Let's spread some positivity.
Well, I mean,
And
negativity is me, but not being rude.
yeah.
Don't be rude.
So if they don't like it, just don't say anything. Is what you're saying?
Don't. If you want to be mean, just don't say it.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Yes.
And so yeah, so that's basically it for today. And we hope you're all doing well. We are going through a fun insurance issue right now.
Yay.
And it's like, that was the other thing. I'm like, we could talk about that instead of the Reggie Project. I'm like, no, you know what? Let's talk about something positive.
Reggie Project has been waiting long enough.
Yeah. And plus, I don't have any answers right now. They want to switch Mason to a biosimilar. A lot of you are familiar with this. You get that dreaded letter, that they want to take you off something that's working and they want to put you onto a biosimilar. And Mason and I know a lot about biosimilars, so we're not as comfortable. Some of you who don't know, a lot of people think they're the same thing. They think they are just the generic version. They're unaware that they are
similar
and not identical. And
that
so
it might not work for you.
For certain ages, certain people, they're different, I guess, people that they would work better for than in the pediatrics, in my opinion. But we're in the middle of working on that. So hopefully we'll have some answers the next time we see you guys, and we'll have a little more understanding of what's going to happen and where that's going. So that's how our week has gone. Hopefully it'll get better. Fun. Yeah, but we're going to have a good week. We're going to actually try to go to Disneyland.
Yay.
Get out there. I think you need that. I think we need and then a golf day.
Some positivity from college.
Yeah, something to change it up. And yeah, you've been working hard. So anyways, yeah. So hope you guys are doing well, and leave a comment. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know if you're going to participate in the Reggie Project, and just go give it a follow on Instagram, the Reggie Project. Check it out. So thanks for listening, guys.
Yes, thanks for listening and watching if you are.
Yep. And we'll see you again
in the next episode. Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you will stick around, tune in, and reach out to us with your own journeys. We are excited to give you an inside view of what it takes to be a caregiver and what it's like to be a patient.
And most of all, we hope you'll maybe be able to apply something you hear on here that might help you in your own life. Sometimes life changes, and it's all about how you handle the journey.